Here's a video that I imagine will take me a few minutes to get through on using colors and swatches. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw in the bucket tool here that you'll see on the next page of your course. I'm going to start with this photo taken on Mountain Road in Moncton. I'd be willing to say that it's a few years ago, because if you look at the price of gas, it's about 70 cents a liter. So probably, well, we can probably find that out, right? If we go to File and Properties that I had shown you way back. And if we take a look at this, if the camera's, oh, look at that. If the camera's date and time were set correctly, you'll see that it was taken in 2002. So, an older photo. Nevertheless, we're here to talk about colors and swatches. And to work with colors and swatches, we have these two boxes here. One of them is called the foreground color, meaning the color in the front. The other one's called the background color, so the color in the back. This will make sense shortly. There's also a little double arrow here that if you want to switch from color to color, if you want it to go from make whatever the background color was into the foreground color, you hit it here and it switches back and forth. Okay? So, anyways, this is used for, well, let's say, I don't know, you wanted to type some text in. Well, if you're going to start typing some text in, you'll work with colors down here. Now we have a huge palette of colors here, basically a whole array. These are our GIMP colors. These are printer colors that we won't worry about yet, but in one of your first quizzes you learned about cyan, magenta, yellow, and the last one here that's called key. And key means black. So you're looking at this, and I'm bringing down the blackness of it, and now the current color is much lighter. But if I wanted to throw in some cyan, which is bluish, then I'm mixing in that cyan with the key. If I bring the key up to 100%, it's still black. Bring it all the way down, it's that odd looking sort of robin's eggs blue. Okay? So anyway, this you don't need yet. You'll notice you have swatches over here. We'll worry about that in a minute. We have our paintbrush colors, so we have our GIMP colors here that if you work along this bar, you can go from all, pretty much every color of the rainbow and choose that color that you like from this square, this little window. Over here we have our paintbrush colors, close to the same thing, but you only have this square to work with. You have this one over here, which is kind of like a, you kind of point towards the base color, and then you can decide on how light or dark you want it to be as you move up and down the triangle. And then this one over here, which is basically, these are just little swatches as well. I'm sure this thing has a name. Okay, there we go. The palette, the wheel, the watercolor, the CMYK, and GIMP. So you can work with these. I just right-clicked on this and it told me what they were called. So that's how you work with your colors and swatches. Now if you pick a color, let's say there was something you liked and that you want to use over and over again. Let's say it was this weird sort of color of purple. So this is what I've picked. It's my current color and I want to use it later on. These numbers will come in handy later on, okay? But for now it's not that important. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the current color to the color history, and then so it adds it here. So I'm sort of replacing these swatches with new ones. Maybe there's another color here that I like. Maybe it's this color. Well, I'll add that, and it's just pushing the old colors out. So this way I can come back later on and keep painting these same colors without having to, really, it would be almost impossible without looking at this number to come back and get the exact same color that you had before. You would notice some differences. So that's how you work with the color swatches. Now, why would you use this? Well, maybe in this case it's just to throw in some text. So if I start typing here, and I'll make my text quite a bit bigger. 180 might be way too big, but let's see. Whoops. Need to start clicking over here. Type something. There we go. So now you see that I'm painting, or I'm typing with that color. Okay, so that's how that works. Maybe I want to pick another color now. Maybe it was this purple color. And okay. And so my text here has changed to that color. I won't worry about these selecting here by accident. Now let's say that you wanted to use, and you're going to see this in the next page, but let's say there was something here that you wanted to change. I'm just going to use my fuzzy select tool, and I'll, whoops, I need to select. I just need to click on my, let's click on my move, or sorry, my, this tool here just real quick. So get my text, I'm going to get rid of it. There, I don't want that anymore. What I want to do is I want to click on my, oops. I always have trouble when I'm making a video. Let's say I wanted to fill that up with a color. I can pick my bucket tool, I can pick, say, my foreground color. Maybe I'll pick that purple that I liked. Didn't really like it, but I have to make sure that I'm on the right layer, and now that it's here, I'm filling it in with that kind of funny looking, because I'm using a threshold here. But watch what happens here when I use my fuzzy select tool. Maybe I want to replace this yellow. I'll increase the threshold quite a bit here so I can get all the yellow. I'll click again. Alright, it might mess up on the wording, but now that I picked my bucket tool after I selected it, so that's why you would use this. Let's change the M for McDonald's to a different color. So again, I'll use my swatch, or sorry, my fuzzy select tool. It selects it. I had to mess with the threshold if it didn't work exactly. I should, if you were really doing this, I'm just doing this for the example of for colors and swatches, but in this case, if I wanted to change, I'd zoom in is what I'm trying to tell you. So maybe I'll go into this thing here. I'll pick this, oh, let's make it, you know what? Let's do this instead. You're going to like this. I'm going to zoom out, and I'm going to pick a color, and I want it to be this exact yellow right here. Now, there are different shades of yellow, but I'm going to pick this one. So I'm going to click here, and you see this thing here? That's the eyedropper. Now watch what happens. I bring my eyedropper into a color that I want. I click it. It's going to be that exact yellow at that exact spot. Whoops. I'm going to do that again because I clicked twice. I try that, get my eyedropper, click over here. There's my yellow. I'm going to make it this one here. I'm going to click OK. And now I'm going to fuzzy select my M here. There we go. And I'm going to bucket fill it with that shade of yellow, which is what I had. I really should be zooming in here. And then I'll select none, and you can see that I have the M for McDonald's, exactly this shade of yellow. So that's how the dropper tool works. I know this video took longer than you probably would have liked it to, but I wanted to show you a little, a little more detail on how to use the brushes, or sorry, the colors and the swatches. And in the next video, I'll show you how to work with the bucket tool a little bit better and touch on colors and swatches again. That's the end of this video. Good luck with this. Try it with a picture before you move on.